The upper level low that's going to bring that big storm is currently located over the Rockies. So right here, it's currently over Washington State, Idaho, and Montana. And the moisture is currently here in California and the southern Rockies. So this piece of energy will come off the Rockies. You'll have a low pressure system form in southern Oklahoma, eastern Texas, and Arkansas. And then that piece of energy will go off the coast. As it crosses the Appalachian, will allow secondary low to form along the coast. So here's that first area of low pressure right here over Kentucky. And then you'll get a secondary area of low pressure forming off the coast of the Carolinas right here. Here's that first piece of energy going up north. That was over Kentucky. Well, that's last night's run, but same picture basically. So let's look at the vorticity right now. Fuck. As soon as I start my videos, people are going to start interrupting me. Unbelievable. I already hear people walking upstairs. Let's look at upper level vorticity. Hour 50, 57. But then check this out. That's a very high vort max. That's pretty impressive. I mean, 6Z was much more impressive, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's still pretty darn impressive. Yeah, looks more similar to the 0Z, which means probably going to get a storm from right along the coast. See, seeing that piece of energy right here. It'll try to enhance it very likely. That's your lifting. This is looking at 6Z. Boom. You see that right here. See that second vorticity max here? You're having two vort maxes. One with the upper level low and the other with the low pressure center itself, the surface low. You could actually see that little curlicue just near the 5400 line or the thickness line. But yes, that's the 6Z run. But the 6Z run was very wound up. This one is much more tame. It's also further north. It's currently heading southeastward. Yeah, but it's still further north. Yeah, the center of the low will probably be over central Pennsylvania, this Fort Max, which means the center of low pressure surface low will probably pass over Long Island, and the precip will probably quickly end. And it's definitely not going to be a 6Z, unfortunately. I kind of wish it is. Let's compare 6Z to 12Z. See, it's more diluted here. See, the Vort Max hasn't passed over New York City yet, over my area. In fact, it looks much more lackluster, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks... So based on this, there's going to be much less precipitation on the west side. And it's probably going to be closer to the coast, too. Yeah. See, less precipitation on the west side. Yep. Also closer to the coast. So now we can look at the mid-Atlantic sector. So let's see compared to 6Z, for example. Yeah, see how it's elongated? But here it's more wound up. This is probably going to happen further north. Yeah, surface temperatures are going to be warmer now in New York City. Yep. See, exactly what I said. Yep. I'm reading the models right. The reason I'm saying this is because your vorticity is not that high. You're having very low vorticity. Yep. Center of this upper level low is going to pass over central Pennsylvania. It's not going to go south of New York City, unfortunately. Kind of wish it did, but yeah, great. I don't like what I'm seeing here at all. I really don't. Yeah, it's also further north, too. Looks like it's not going to do that wind-up thing. Yeah. There's going to be a big difference between hour 69 and hour 60... between 6Z and 12Z. See the big blow up of precip? Well, that's not going to happen, and it's going to be a little bit further north. Yep, see? So I'm reading the model correctly. It's going to be moving much more faster before it winds itself up. Because, yes, I do see that 5160. Yeah, it's winding itself up, but look, it's all the way in central Pennsylvania, even over Lake Erie. Compare that to 6Z. Let's go to hour 72. It was over Lake Erie, right? For 6Z, for 12Z. Here, it's south of Lake Erie, so big difference. It's a pretty big shift northward. So let's look at the vorticity. Here's your other vorticity max here. You're having two vort maxes, 1, 2. That's associated with the center of low pressure. Well, let's go to hour 75. So, quite a bit northward, but I think it's going to wind itself up over central New England. New York City is going to get a burst of precip, and then it's going to end. Yeah. I think the heaviest of the precip is going to be occurring in New York City between hour 63 and 69. So between hour 63 and 69 is when the heaviest of the precip is going to occur. 63 to 69. Then it's probably going to quickly come to an end as the low winds itself up. I haven't even checked hour 72 yet. But this will become more tilted east to west as the surface low wraps around the upper level low. So it's probably going to do this, but instead of being down here, this area will be about here. So like probably 100, 150 miles further north. Let's check. Shall we? Let's check 78. Let's check. Yep. So I'm indeed right. That's hour 81. Right. Northern edge is over New York City. While for hour 75, yeah, so it looks about the same, right? Nope. It actually looks much stronger. Precip is already over in New York City by this point. Wow. You see that secondary? That's the surface low starting to form. Here's your upper level low, right? It's entirely upper level. But that little vorticity max is now trying to get stacked with the surface low. So let's look at vorticity. Let's see what looks stronger. Yeah. Yeah, this is a much weaker system. So I have not checked. So the surface low here will be much weaker. So you see 1290, 1260, and 1230. I don't think there's going to be a 1230, and I also think it's going to be further north. And probably around 1260 at lowest. 1230, yeah. Hour 69. Yeah, New York City's not going to get snow from this. Yeah, it's a little further east, but it's going to be too late because of that Vort max being too... Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's look at 850 millibar temps, right? See that very cold air? That's dynamic cooling. Because pressures are rapidly dropping, so which causes more more condensation, more release of latent heat. So yes, that's dynamic cooling. This starts a couple hours later, hence, plus area of low pressure is wider, allowing more warm air to come in. By the time this happens, it's going to be too late. Most of the precip would have ended by hour 75. So let's look at hour 72, right? So let's look at the surface. It looks like we're going to be getting some snow, right? Oh, look at that. You see that little bit of dynamic cooling, dynamic and evaporational cooling. So it could be a band of snow, right? Looks promising, right? Looks like the heaviest band of snow will be over Connecticut. So let's look at our, yep. Okay. Yeah, precip is going to be mostly over by this time. New York City is not going to get any snow from this, maybe an inch or two. As I said, it's forming too far north. I mean, if this upper level low can dig, if this vortmax can dig further south, then we have a potential. But unless that happens, you see all that forcing here? That's a lot of forcing. More vortmaxes. Which would be hour 54 for the 12Z because it's 6-hour increments. Yeah, it doesn't look impressive. Yeah, so this is when the storm is going to be bombing out. So you're going to have very strong winds forming between hour 54 and hour 60. Yeah. This is when the storm is going to be undergoing bombogenesis. So based on what I'm observing, here's what's going to happen in New York City. So it's going to start off as rain, maybe a tiny bit of snow, and then it's going to probably briefly change over to some snow in the city, and then it's going to end as rain. And there's a little bit of snow. This looks like a very quick hitting storm too. Boom, and it's out of here. Based on the NAM. Yeah, but with a 6Z, it kind of looks like, see, it's stalling. Between hour 78 and hour 84, it barely moves. See, so this would be hour 78 here. Let's look at surface temperatures. Sorry, for hour 78. In New York City, it's not going to be 33, but about 37, 38. You see where it says that 33? Right here, right where I'm trying to zoom into? There it's going to say 37 or 38 degrees. Oh, 34, okay. I could very well do that. But that's still that I really like going to. I'm probably going to spend some of my time there, probably nap. I'm like their number one customer. They're very nice there. Anyway, I'm about to go to sleep. I stayed up for the European. Then I stayed up for the NAM. I only got like an hour's sleep last night. The GFS is going to come in about an hour. So yeah, this is Winter Storm Sage. Well, I saw the European run And let's just say I am not happy. Because I saw the 12Z. I mean, look at this. It's a joke. Let's go to hour 84, right? This is a freaking joke. I mean, look at this. Can you freaking believe this? So kind of like an area of subsidence right over New York City. Unbelievable. So here they're saying that the European is saying the jackpot's going to be over southern New England. And New York City is going to get very little of any snow. Yeah, and the thing is going to wrap itself up right up over like New England. That's the 0Z. I mean the 6Z. And this is the Kuchera method snow. Keep in mind, we didn't get any snow this morning, not even a dusting. So the European was wrong about that. Yeah, I think... Yeah. So let's go to hour 72. $968 millibar low. Man, I want to go to Boston so bad. Oh, wow. But that's just one model run. Let's look at Icon at least. Hey, they're all changing. I wish the NAO was more negative. I really wish the 12Z was correct. wish the 12Z would happen. Oh man, that is so mouth-watering. So now let's go to hour 90, right? Let's go to this is just before the heavy, so the precip comes in and boom. Wow. Yeah, this is impressive. Yeah, to be completely honest with you, the 60 run is a joke. It really is. Look at that, it's 973. Man, I wish that would happen. 973 right there. Boom. Hmm, 980s, 990s. .24-hour precipitation. Let's go to total. Yeah, it looks like New England's going to get walloped. Yeah, that's why I think 24 is better. So I might have to go to New England by bus. So I would probably need to go and come back on the same day. And that would be probably 13th into the 14th. You're kidding me, right? $47? Wow. Usually cheaper. They're usually cheaper. Flixbus. $40? Whatever happened? Wow. It's crazy. Rain snow mix is just ending. Yeah, so much for 3 to 4 inches of snow. I knew that the models were full of it. All right. I'm ending the live stream. We can